Welcome back, everybody. Derek Sue, your East Oakland advocate. Hey, folks, I've got some cleaning tips for you, help you save some money. And also, this is the time of the year here in Oakland, in the hills area, skunks start marking their territory. How do I know? Because when I had my Grand Lake home, uh, March and April were horrible months, as were August and September. I had a skunk once go underneath my home and spray. Oh, it was horrible. And it lasted for 3 weeks. Couldn't do anything about it. Uh, and I did close up the opening that skunk found and stop that from happening. But yeah, the smell and stench was horrifying. And then if you have a dog like I did at the same time, yeah, the dog got sprayed. Both dogs got sprayed. In fact, they were sprayed many times because um, Pandora, my four-legged piranha, she did not like skunks because she thought they were just huge cats, and so she tore into them, and not too many skunks survived her, but then also she was pretty well sprayed down too. And so one of the tips that I want to give you folks is a tip that came from me, or came to me through a friend whose dog annually got sprayed by skunks in the area. And it's a very common remedy, and it's far better than the tomato juice that people talk about, and then some of the remedies that are on Google, online. So the best thing that really works is go down and get the feminine hygiene Massengale. Massengale is the only one that works, whatever it is in there. I know that there's white vinegar in there. That's one of the ingredients in that. So, or a synthetic vinegar, also known as citric acid. And so that's one of the components that breaks down the stench and the stink from that skunk. So let me tell you, it works. I didn't believe it at first when my neighbor told me about it, but then uh, thinking, okay, they do it annually, so I gave it a shot. I ran down to a drugstore, got Massengale, and I got the 4 bottle box, and 2 bottles per dog. And let me tell you, at the end of that, uh, 95% of the scent, of the stink, was gone. The dog was actually, you could put your face to it and the scent was just very light. So, folks, use Massengale if your dog or cat gets sprayed by skunk. Or if you get sprayed by a skunk, take the stuff, and then once you've removed all the clothes and gotten in the shower, what you want to do, don't rinse down. Do not rinse yourself down. Use the Massengale directly on and apply it to the affected areas, and rub it in really good for about a minute, 2 minutes, and then rinse. Don't get it in your eyes. It doesn't feel good, believe me. And so anyway, uh, it removes 95% of the stink. In fact, my former wife, uh, she could barely smell it, and she is very sensitive to odors like that. And so Massengale is what I recommend. But also, if you don't have that available, you can use white vinegar, Dawn dishwashing liquid, and water. Uh, there's a formulation that you can find online, but it's typically a gallon of water, half a cup of white vinegar, and then uh, I believe it was a couple of tablespoons of Dawn water dish soap into the mix. Uh, Stir it really well, spray it, or pour it on the dog, wipe it in. Then after, again, minute, 2 minutes of really getting it into all the affected areas, rinse them off. And I haven't tried this one personally, but a lot of folks have told me that it does work and it's pretty effective. Uh, I don't think it's as quite as good as the Massengale, but prove me wrong, folks. If your dog animal comes home, got sprayed by a skunk, or you get sprayed by a skunk, let me know what your results are. That was my results. Also, here in since it's spring cleaning time, there's so many different cleaners out there, and so much chemical and VOCs in these bottles. One of the best and simplest forms of cleaner out there is using white vinegar. A white vinegar and plain water solution in a spray bottle. That's how my wife and I save hundreds, I mean literally hundreds of dollars by not buying commercially available soaps and cleaners. We use predominantly water and white vinegar and some Dawn. You can also make your own window cleaner by doing the same thing, but instead of white vinegar, you're going to get a bottle of just cleaning ammonia at the grocery store. It's readily available. You'll see it on the bottom shelf in the cleaning section. It's not very popular. It's an ugly bottle, but the ammonia is what you'll want. Water and Dawn. That's your window cleaner. Simple, easy, and cheap. Also, less toxic. There are a lot of chemicals that I can't even pronounce on that label, so at least everything here we can pronounce. Water, white vinegar, or acetic acid, and Dawn dish soap. So give it a try, folks. Save yourself some money. And it's much safer than a lot of these cleaning chemicals, which are poisonous and toxic. This is non-toxic. Nothing in there is toxic. So even if your pet licks it, drinks it, your kids get into it, it might make them a little sick, a little bubbly, but it won't kill them. Thanks for joining me today. We'll be right back. Have a good spring cleaning. Spring is right around the corner. Thanks for joining me.